extent I can answer that question with a percentage, it's at least 40 to 50% of my brain cycles on a daily basis. And it's because it's part of it is what I read. So as CEO, you try to read, you try to not manage in a vacuum, see what other articles are out there. And as a mid-sized company CEO, like what's going on at Fortune 500 companies is only tangentially relevant to me, but I read it, it's out there. And sometimes you wonder, hey, do they have all the answers? That's why they're a Fortune 500 company. So I think about it a lot because it's in the news, and it's because my people are thinking about it a lot. And I think it happens to the extent you try to be sort of an empathetic leader in touch with your people, you're thinking about the stuff they're thinking about. And I know right now that they're thinking about, when do I go back? What's childcare like? How far is my commute gonna be? It's gonna be different. So it's a long way of saying I think about it a lot, and it's a very much a spider web. Like once you start to think about, you ask yourself the question, should I require my people to go back or not? Man, it just spiders into, where is it? When is it? What about Susie? What about John? What about Juan? Like it's just, there's so many different directions to go. So the short answer is I think about it at least daily and sometimes, many hours a day. They do, and they read that. And part of this is for me is part of being a good leader, I think, is trying to understand the psychology of your people. I'll never get there, but I'm trying. And so, yeah, they're reading an article that says, so-and-so big bank says if you don't come back to our Manhattan office, you don't have a job with us. And then they'll read Facebook says work from home forever. And then they'll also read Fortune 500 company says X and then changes to Y. And I think what all that results in is anxiety in the people, in our employees trying to figure out, I think they trust me, but there's skepticism generally of business leaders, especially right now. So yeah, they read it too, and they'll ask me. And part of my challenge is trying to offer up a forum for them to ask questions that will result in questions. So not everybody's gonna ask me in a big town hall, like, do you really mean this? Do you not mean this? Are you gonna change it? Is it gonna be all in the office required? And so, yeah, it's challenging. And then I think the best thing I've been able to do is to ask them questions, because they won't all ask them to me, to figure out what they're thinking about and then try to proactively address it. Like I've had people say, oh, if Steve makes us, not say to me, but say to somebody else, if Steve makes us go back, that doesn't work for me. They don't use the Q word. Like nobody says I'm quitting, because I think we have a strong culture, but people are reading the stuff and then are forming in their own mind like things that I may or may not do. So what I try to do is communicate clearly, but also try to communicate too, even if I don't know the answer. This is what I'm thinking about. I'm at least trying to understand what you're thinking about. I know you're reading the same articles I am. Good question. A lot. Because I care about the people. And just like I want clarity from anybody above the chain, for me, I know that my people want that clarity too. They want to know. And in some cases, it's just human nature that they want to eliminate the uncertainty. In other cases, they have decisions to make. It's like, do I renew my lease? Do I go to the same childcare place as I've been going? Do I need to solve for learning from home for my kids? Patterns that they've sort of adjusted to. So I think a lot about it, and I do want to come to a conclusion as soon as I possibly can. Unfortunately, developing flexibility in your solution and certainty in your solution often, don't go together.